What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? It's Tuesday night, and you know what that means. Another night with the Game Changers. Before we get into our amazing guests tonight, what's up, Carla? I know you got some stuff you want to talk about.
Oh yeah, we always have stuff to talk about, JC. Come on. It's a Latin Heritage Month. So I made a little something on the side. So I'm gonna start with it to just say thank you for everything that they did. So Hispanic Heritage Month is an annual celebration of the history and culture of the US Latino and Hispanic communities. The event commemorates how those communities have influenced and contributed to American society at large. Hispanic Heritage Month honors these and other meaningful contributions and spotlights traditions, culture, practices, languages, and even whole histories that have been suppressed and undervalued in the past. Today, these can be freely commemorated, celebrated, and shared with the new generations. So, thank you. Um, let's go to Miss Wendy and our beautiful Queen Roxanne.
I am so excited to be here. That was great, Carla. Thank you for talking about that. I know
Yes.
that Iggy has been putting stuff on every day for the Latin Heritage Month, and that's wonderful. But I get the honor of introducing our guest this week, who is, in my opinion, and probably anyone that's ever met her, one of the hugest rock stars. And talk about a game changer, Queen Roxanne. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Heck yeah, this is it's such an honor. We got to meet in Canton. Did you
Yes,
get
we
in
did.
Did you and Carla get to meet as well?
I don't
No,
think so.
Yeah, well,
no,
that's going to change next year, right?
here.
Absolutely. I'm already like waiting for DoubleTree to let me book my rooms in August because there's no way I'm not staying there next year.
Yeah. So, can you tell us a little bit about your trip to Canton? How did that go for you?
It went amazing. Me, Bonnie, Queen Bee, Hope, and Gridiron Granny, Kelly. We all flew in and met and had 2 hotel rooms, had 2 nights together, partied, had a blast. Me and Hope had actually met before one other time. I went to Miami and stayed with her and her husband. They're amazing people. She's amazing. I love her, of course. And we got to meet Kelly and Bonnie. And Bonnie, me and Bonnie have always talked. We share some things in common. So we've always been somewhat of acquaintances. I had just started talking to Kelly. She came into best balls and some drafts, and all of a sudden we're like, come to Canton. And she's like, okay, all right. And we're like, no shit. It was just awesome. And we all got to meet. I didn't get to meet Wendi until the last day, and I actually got to hear her story. And if none of you have, you should have, how her family's amazing and bought everything for her and sent her there because she's a crazy nut like all of us. And
we did get to talk a little bit on Saturday night. We got to talk a little bit.
Oh, at the game or at the stadium?
Yep.
My stomach was so messed up that night. It would ruined my whole night. It totally sucked. Saturday night sucked for me.
Oh, well, it did rain too. That was kind of a bummer there for a while.
I'm wearing a coat and it's 80 degrees out, but you need a coat on. It was so weird.
But how cool is that all these ladies came in and went to the football expo? Where is Bob? Bob Lung needs to hear this. I mean, he just brought so many people together, and yeah, tell us some more about that experience there.
He's coming soon on the show, Wendy.
It was amazing. I never knew how, I've never went. So it was my first year I had to go. I never knew how fun and amazing and awesome and I'm not the only crazy person that loves fantasy football more than I should. Right? So when you meet people like that and you talk, and I can't believe how well everybody got along, and they should do it more than once a year, I think.
I agree with that. I don't think that Bob Lung and his wife would agree with that, but I think that's a great idea.
I love it. I think it, and I cannot wait to go again. It's all I talk about. My little name badge is on my desk at work, just so I can stare at it all the time and just think of how awesome that weekend was. It was just amazing.
Did you go to draft night out?
Yep.
That was a lot of fun too.
It was so much fun. IBT did such a good job for
They
their
did.
first year. I don't care
Yep.
what anybody says. I don't care that we had to wait an hour. Shit happens. We all had nowhere to
There's
go.
a lot going on,
There was a lot going
during
on. They
all
had a
that.
whole bunch more entrants come in. They did such an amazing job. I hope they get to do it again next year because that whole crew over there, they're just good people.
They are excellent. Oh, I'm so glad you had a good time. I did too.
I won an autographed picture at draft night out. I can't remember who. It's of a college player, and it's like some famous photographer, sports photographer.
I did not win anything at that, and I had.
We won everything. It was hilarious.
I needed to be at your table.
Won the Eagles jersey, the Randall Cunningham signed jersey. Bonnie's friend won the Jalen Hurts poster picture that Meadow Freeman. He gave it to her.
Awesome.
We all got awesome stuff from that. It was just such a good weekend.
So how about how about we start by your name, Queen Roxanne? Can you tell us more about it and how do you end up being Queen Roxanne?
So the person that actually got me into fantasy football, he died last week. Super sad. He was older than me. Had some health issues there at the end of his life and stuff. Just the last few months weren't quality of life anymore. So he died last week. His family actually asked me to take over his fantasy football team and run it the rest of the year. He got the highest score last week.
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry.
Wow. Awesome.
But so me and him used to work together. We'd come in every Monday morning and be like, we'd come in like a half hour or an hour early so we could just like talk about what happened at the games on Sunday. I didn't play fantasy football at this point, and after a few weeks, he's like, "You need to join my league when it starts." I'm like, "Oh, hell yeah." So I joined, and I never had done a draft, anything. So I went to the live draft. Oh my God, amazing. Like if you don't have a live home draft with the people you love, you need to start one because it's just the greatest thing ever.
I never did.
And then, so they enter it all in the computer. They tell me what website to go to, and I go in, and they named me Queen Roxanne, and I was the only woman on the league, so it was 11 guys and one girl, me, and they put my name in as Queen Roxanne, and it has stuck. I've been Queen Roxanne ever since. I've never changed any team names anywhere except one I did nickname because I took all the mores, so it was called I Want More. That's it. That's the only one that's got
more.
any recognition.
I only know you as Queen Roxanne. I don't know you as anything other than Queen Roxanne. Yeah,
that's how Twitter is. And all fantasy people, anybody from the fantasy world, that's all they know me as because that's all I've ever been in the fantasy world. So
I had seen pictures of you, so I knew what you would look like. But to see people at that, they need to have like little name badges with their of their Twitter handles and what their profile pictures look like. And it was tough. So
I agree with that.
I have to mention the Tom Brady behind you. We definitely need to talk about that. So how? Look at him. You got a fathead Tom Brady. I'm so
I have
jealous.
a fathead Tom Brady. Of course I do.
I'll let you two fight about him. I'm not a Tom Brady girl.
This is my little when I go to the gym. It's my glass. My
water.
Tom Brady. The old Patriots.
Very tall person. Let's not do this on air.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, you're pretty small. I think I could take you.
Oh, what do you have to say, JC, about this?
Because I am.
I could just pick you up and fold you up and I'm going to put you in my pocket and save you for later. You're so cute.
She's like a foot taller than me.
Listen, she was talking to me about how tall I am. Now I have to wear more high heels, like double the high heels to get to Wendi.
Oh,
you still want to be that tall. What are you talking about? I was in heels
when I took a picture with her, and she's still a foot taller than me.
Hey, that was a great picture, though. I was so happy. Yeah, that we showed that last week when Hope was on. But and this was something Carla wanted to ask, but I happened to see it because since I brought up Tom Brady, did you see the movie, the 80s Brady's thing? 80 for Brady. Did you go?
Of course, I went the first Sunday we didn't have football, and it had just came out. I took my family, and we all wore Brady jerseys, and that's fantastic. I already bought it on Apple, so I can watch it whenever I want.
So is Is it actually funny?
It is. You guys haven't watched it?
I
None of
haven't watched
I
it
did.
yet.
Oh my God,
I
it's
did.
such
It's
a good
amazing.
movie.
You did. And I'm Mrs. Tom Brady, and I haven't watched it yet.
You can't
I'm a
claim
horrible
that.
wife.
You can't claim that.
So you watch it. Tell me this, Queen Roxanne. Do you have any like ritual before every game you watch? Because you watch 84
do.
Brady.
Give Tom a hug and a kiss, and I play. All I do is win, but I don't do that anymore because Tom doesn't play anymore. I don't know what to do anymore without Tom in the league. I'm very lost still.
I know.
That's
I've tried
amazing.
to
That's amazing.
kind of tried to follow Joe Burrow a little bit, but it's just not the same. It's not the same as
No.
Tom Brady. But yeah.
No, not even
You
close.
should
But
you should follow Mahomes right now. Just
Oh
saying.
well, yeah. Coming from the Chiefs fan, hello.
I'm a Bronco fan, and that's not allowed. But he is the greatest right now. By no question.
Roxanne, I hate to tell you this, but I'm a Dolphins fan. So I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for this weekend.
We have to bring that up. I was just emotionally getting over that.
Hey,
They
the
had
silver
70
lining.
points this week.
Well, and you play the Bears this weekend. So there's a chance. Okay.
Somebody's
There's
gotta
a
win.
chance. What do they really? Can a game end in a 0-0 tie?
I don't think so. Oh, maybe in the regular
It
season.
might happen. You never know.
Oh God.
It's football.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's Monday night, right?
Yeah.
Well,
And then
that's normal
Kim
for
Smith
everybody
said
else.
follow Tua. Yes, Tua is he's coming around. Oh look, I got me a little dolphin ring. Can you see it? That's my dolphin ring.
Oh,
Look at
that's
that.
cute.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
You have it
Oh,
in
sorry.
the right place.
Sorry,
Wendy.
Gemmo. Yes. Sorry, Gemmo. I know that Gemmo is a Bears fan. I'm sorry. Sorry for
Don't
stealing
be
your
out,
question.
sweetie.
I had to ask the question about the Tom Brady just
So
because
you guys
it's
really
behind.
should see 80 for Brady. I'm just gonna put this out there because
I
it's
will.
not only like these
It's-
women that are just like me and Wendy who will.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I literally went to like 4 Super Bowls, not the actual Super Bowl, but the week of Super Bowl. Like we went and partied and we flew home Sunday morning right before the Super Bowl and like stalking Tom Brady. Like that's what I was doing. Like I met his son Jack and shit. Like it was crazy.
What?
Yes.
They should do a movie about you then, Queen Roxanne, right
Oh
now.
my
I'm like,
gosh.
how?
I would love to
But-
see that.
So the lady, one of the ladies in it, she is a breast cancer survivor. And so like, not only is it like the greatest movie ever because Tom Brady's in it and it's about them. You guys need to watch it anyways, but she has breast cancer. So it like tied that whole thing
Yeah.
in for me too. So it's just like, I'm like, you have to see it. It's a great movie.
I know, Angie. I'm ashamed of myself that I haven't seen it yet. You know what?
Yeah,
The last movie I saw was probably like in black and white. I mean,
I don't watch movies either, but it's Tom
I'm
Brady.
just not a movie watcher. I don't know what it is. I
It's
do
about
like
them
Brady.
coming back in the Super Bowl.
She calls herself
All right.
Mrs. Brady. Come on.
All
I
right.
told her she can't play
All
my
right, that's it. I'm out of here. I'm gonna turn my camera off.
We're all on you right now, Wendy.
Yeah. I'm just gonna be quiet now. Go ahead, Carla. Your turn.
So, because you were talking about cancer, do you care to share a little bit about your journey?
All right, sure. Let's do it. Breast Cancer Month is coming up. I am very big on women being aware of their boobs and what's going on with them and paying attention to them and not being afraid to go to the doctor if something's wrong, because the longer you wait, the worse it's going to be for you, first of all. Spreading is really bad. Once it spreads to your lymph nodes, that's when you're into like chemo and radiation and all that. I was lucky enough to find it early and get it out of me before it spread. I did have a double mastectomy. I told you 2018, I was reading my bio. I'm like, what is wrong with you? It's 2019. So it was October of 2019. I got my double mastectomy. And then like November 1st, they told me it didn't spread. I didn't have to have chemo or radiation, which was like even better than telling me I'm cancer free, you know, kind of thing. Like, wow, that was amazing. And then like right in the middle of January, I got my reconstruction like 8 weeks later. It was pretty crazy. And I know you guys asked me about this, so I'll just say this. A lot of women think you're going to get a big lump in your breast. You're going to feel just this huge thing, and you're not. That's not how it always is. That's not at all how it is, and that's not how it was for me. And like I told you guys, it was just my one nipple just started like barely indenting in, and so I went on Google like, why is my nipple indenting? And it's like, you have cancer. And I'm like, shut up, Google. No, I don't.
Right.
And like 6 months later, I'm like, well, shit, it's not getting any better. So I told my sister, and she's like, yeah, you need to get to a doctor. So then like a little tiny lump, like a tiny, like the size of a pea or smaller, like developed right next to it. And I went to the doctor immediately, and I had cancer. Google was right. Sometimes it's right.
Yeah. But you know what? I think what you had mentioned is the prevention and the awareness. And that's kind of what's so important about, October. Everybody thinks about it because it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. But, we as women should be thinking about that all the time.
All the time.
And I know there's a friend of mine in the audience, Jim. He lost his mom to breast cancer. And he's also in the Battle of the Sexes, which you are in with me as well. And I was so happy when you reached out because you were like immediate. You're like, I want in. And I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, you're in. Yeah, just get in. You're in. You're in. Just you're in. We were so happy that you've been such a big supporter. And, we were able to, and Jim's playing for his mom, and we were able to donate over $5,000 from this tournament to there was a particular Kelly Singh, Kelly in Phoenix. She had reached out. I had reached out to her and asked her, what was a good organization that you would recommend, that helped you. And she said Living Beyond Breast Cancer. So we donated that was her choice. And that's who we picked. So we donated there. We also donated to Men's Prostate Cancer and then Play Like a Girl. So that you were all part of that. And I thank you for that.
I am all about, Scott Fish obviously got us into these kind of things, right? So my home league, we donate 10% of our fees to Breast Cancer Research Foundation. I started another Dynasty League this year with 11 people from Twitter, and we collected money from that and donated to the Breast Cancer Foundation.
Wow.
I make everybody wait. Like I collected all the money through LeagueSafe. Then I'm like, I'm just going to wait though, because if you donate your money in October, there's certain days they match your donation.
Yes.
And that so happened with days to actually donate so we can get double the amount donated. I'm all for it. That's why I was all like, I have to be in Wendy's tournament. If it's about breast cancer and we're donating, I'm there. Do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And again is key.
As a Zumba instructor, we do that a lot too. We do Party in Pink, and we donate a lot of money toward breast cancer or any other organization as well. Yeah, that's awesome. Amazing.
Scott Fish has started a great thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you all do a great job.
Scott Fish has changed. I don't know if this guy realizes how he's just changed the dynamic of everything with fantasy sports and football and, the donations. I actually went to his seminar that he had on the donation portion at the expo. That was the only one I got to go to. I was like, because I had to leave that day early. And I have to go to that one. And Fantasy Cares actually reached out to us prior to that. They asked if we would like to be involved with them with Battle of the Sexes for next year. And everything will go through LeagueSafe. They will have a spot. They'll have a donation spot on the website. And this is all going to benefit the research. So
that's awesome.
I hope everybody here and everyone in the chat is going to be involved.
And research is the only way you can find a cure. So always donate to somebody that's doing research.
Yes.
By the way, talking about Scott Fish, he is a really down-to-earth person. And I think we have a anniversary coming as well for heart surgery. So happy anniversary.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I read that. Yeah. He's amazing. I've never seen anyone with such this big heart. And the good thing is he's guiding people So
Yes.
the donations are going to the proper places and you're doing it legally, because this can get into a bad territory sometimes when, funds are,
Money.
just
Yeah.
not taken to the right people or given to the right people.
I
And
agree.
so everything going through
I'm
League
all for
Safe.
League Safe.
Yeah,
I think
it's
League Safe.
been great. Yep.
It's just amazing. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
So, my understanding, Miss Roxanne, that your family is a huge football fan and everything, and you cheer to different teams. So when
Yeah,
you
my
get
family's
together as a
crazy.
family, and you're rooting to different teams and everything. So what happened? What happened a lot of times, when you get together, do you I don't know, do you have a dare for the loser, or do you try and do something funny together? What happens?
We
Bringing
don't we don't do
boxing
any
gloves?
bets or anything like that. We do yell and scream, and my family, again, I'm a Bronco fan, obviously. I'm born and raised here. I love Tom Brady. They hate that. They cannot handle it. So I got a lot of shit for a lot of years for Tom Brady. It just it wore on me year after year after year. It was constant. They were mean to me. And finally, it took maybe about 5 years ago, people started coming around you know what? Tom Brady is the best. I don't hate him anymore. I don't like him, but I respect what he's doing. And it's oh my God, all these people that hated him, they totally just turned. And that was really crazy, because especially my brother, because there was times there'd be derogatory things of toilet paper. He'd take a pen in the bathroom and write derogatory things on toilet paper about Tom Brady and stick it in here and shit. It was like that.
I can't.
But also my brother, when Tom Brady was here playing, I wish I could remember the year. It was a while back, maybe 8-9 years ago. He got me club level seats, and he got the third row. And I'm it was the Patriots game here. And I'm do I have to wear my Broncos stuff? And he's oh no, you get to wear all your Tom Brady stuff. And he said, and you're going to scream so loud that Tom Brady's going to hear you, because I got you seats close enough that he can do that.
Oh my gosh.
And no joke, they were coming down. They were close to getting a touchdown, and it was not quiet, but pretty quiet, but where I could stand up and scream. And no joke, Tom Brady, I stood up and screamed, and we actually made eye contact. And that was
man.
My brother saw it all and everything. So he'll take me to a Patriots game, but he's still a Bronco fan kind of guy. My parents were the weirdest fans. My dad was a Raider fan. So gross. And my mom was a Seahawk fan and still is.
When do you want to take this question?
Oh my
James,
gosh, it's just
something.
Yes, you have a question there, Queen. Who did you root for when Brady played the Broncos with Manning in the playoffs?
Well, I always have to root for the Broncos to go to the Super Bowl, so it was the Broncos. But I will tell you, I did have Tom Brady socks on.
I don't have Tom Brady socks. I feel like such a loser.
I have 10 pair at least.
Oh my God.
I have one for every Super Bowl he's won, plus other ones.
Oh, you put me to shame. You're talk about a queen, man. I'm no competition.
Tom Brady shoes, Tom Brady everything.
That's
crazy.
Wonderful. That's great. Well, I do have a little bit of a serious question, because I kind of ran into it this year. Have you ever had any negative chatter going on in the in the rooms with after the draft, but during the league time? Has anybody ever given you a hard time?
I can't
because you're a woman. Because you're a woman.
No, I've never.
I'm so glad to hear that, because I never had it happen till this year. So I was so maybe it was an isolated incident.
Also, I think if somebody even tried that, I have no problem telling them to F right off. I'm not going to put up with that shit. And maybe the people that I play with aren't assholes. I don't know. But no, I've never I've had some people sometimes on Twitter try to be rude to me, but I ain't got time for any of that. I don't care what No,
Good
it's
for you.
really, I feel kind of fortunate that it hasn't happened to me. And also, I don't put myself out there a lot either to have some of that come back at me. You know, I'm not on social media a lot. I'm not mingling a lot. I don't put my opinions out there a lot. If you would like to look at my shitty ass fantasy football team, and tell me how dumb I am, you can. Because I really thought I was a much smarter person than I am until the beginning of this year. I have
This
no
year
problem.
has been messed up for everybody. If you have a good team this year, you had shit house luck, okay? That's it. I mean, this has been like the worst. And it's only week 4. Are you
Lots
kidding
of
me?
injuries.
Week
It's
4.
outrageous. It's outrageous. And I look at my teams and I'm like, how have I lost 3 in a row? And then I remembered, like, because you waited a while for quarterback, so you took Aaron Rodgers a lot. Cool.
Did too.
And Daniel Jones, who is rocking. Can we just put that out there?
No judging.
Thank you, Gina.
Chubb. I took Chubb numerous times with my first pick. A lot. It's been bad. It's been bad.
So
Thank you,
I
Angie.
have a question for you about that. What do you have, like, for me, I don't play and I'm just so new for fantasy football and everything. Do you have any like advice you would give for someone like me that's not involved in fantasy football? What kind of advice you can give?
For one thing, don't believe a lot of things you hear on Twitter or read on Twitter or get weekly, fandom goes on. It's crazy. Do your own research. Learn how to do your own research. Learn how to do your own research on both sides of the ball and make your. I love everybody's opinion. I love everybody's work, but I like forming my own opinion beyond that.
Yep.
Definitely.
And you know what? The analysts tell you to do that. They're like,
Right.
hey, you can all listen to us, but you should pick who you want to pick, or your own team. Yeah.
Right.
Well, unless Bob Harris. If Bob Harris tells me to do something, I'm doing it. All right.
We should have Bob Harris soon into the show. Trust your intuition. Thank you, the noble life.
I tell people, get your guys. If you like somebody and, oh my God, he's supposed to go in the 4th round and you want to take him in the 2nd round, take him. Who cares? Who cares what those numbers say? Those numbers are going to change all the time. The people that you're drafting in June are not the people you're going to be drafting right before your draft at the end of August. Everything changes. I just form your own opinion, do your own research. That's all I can tell you. Or find good people to listen to, like Bob Harris.
I was a Chiefs fan when they played 2 years ago with the Bears and they lost. And I'm like, this is my team. They lost. The first game I was watching, they did not win. And I love the team. So I agree. Follow your intuition, follow your heart, and just go with it. Thank you. I
think they've done pretty well since you've been a fan. I think they're doing all right there over in Kansas City.
I think because I have my red hair. That's why.
That could, yeah, I'm sure. I know, like last year, Scott Fishbowl, that did really change everything, especially for me. Reaching out to getting to know all these other people, that really kind of changed things. But last year, I got my ass handed to me. Okay. It was just a joke. Like, it was so terrible. And so this year I get to go to the live draft. I go to the live draft in Chicago. Had a blast. It was so much fun. Yeah. But I thought, I walked out of there like, I'm strutting. I've got a great team. I won my first game this week.
I haven't won yet.
That's awesome.
I have not won yet.
Okay, now I don't feel so bad because I'm just like, man, oh man, I thought for sure I was going to just have this great team, and it's not so great.
I had picked 12, and I went back to back Jamar Chase and Austin.
What did I? I had picked 12. Who did you pick? Who did you take?
Eckler and Chase.
I had Eckler and Andrews. What are you going to do? And I still love Austin Eckler. I don't care that he's not playing right now.
You want to hear a cool story about Austin Eckler?
Yes, I do.
So his first game was against the Broncos, and I was at it. And there's this little kid, and his mom sitting next to us, and they have this awesome sign for Austin Eckler. And I'm like, who's that? And they're like, it was his, I want to say uncle or cousin. I can't remember, but it was a little kid. And he was, he had something wrong. I don't want to say he had something that I don't know. So, but his hands were kind of messed up, but he had a sign in his arm. And I'm like,
oh,
I have to get a picture of this kid. And before I knew who it was, so I took pictures, and I am still looking for the phone that those pictures are in to send to Austin Eckler, because I sat next to his family for his first NFL game ever.
Where is this picture at?
It's in a phone somewhere. I have to find him. Like, it was,
my gosh.
so long ago.
You should have shared it with us tonight. Come on.
She's got to find
been
it.
able to find it. Yeah, I have like 3 or 4 phones that, like, they weren't Apple phones, before I got Apple, so my pictures didn't transfer over. So, like, I have to, like, find the phones and charge them up and find the picture, like, in it, and figure out how to get it to somebody, or I don't even know what I'm going to do once I find it.
Yeah, he's really, really good with being involved with the community.
Hell yeah.
I mean, he's one of the good ones. I really like him. But,
I
one
love
thing I wanted to ask you about, Roxanne, was writing. You had mentioned that you're doing some writing now. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I do an article on wide receiver cornerback matchups for Club Fantasy FFL weekly. I don't like to put my article out till Saturday because the injury reports come out, and I don't like to give people advice on Wednesday, and then on Saturday that cornerback's out and that everything has changed and that person could or is not a good player now, you know what I mean? So my article comes out on Saturdays, mornings, afternoons, and I find the best matchups and tell you what's probably going to happen or not. I try anyways. Like this week, do not play Mike Evans against Marshawn Lattimore. That's all I have to tell you.
Oh, yeah, that's a gimme. Yeah.
Seriously.
I love Mike Evans, though.
Last year, I sat Mike Evans for Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I won, and it was like the smartest thing I could have ever done. And I got a text that Monday morning from one of the people in my league, like, why did you sit Mike Evans over Amon-Ra St. Brown? And I'm like, because Mike Evans only has 128 yards and 2 touchdowns against Marshawn Lattimore in 4 games, dude. That's like 50 yards a game is all. And Amon-Ra St. Brown is amazing. And so just
I think you kind of know what you're talking about.
Sit Mark.
But he didn't want to listen.
the
he
thing
can get ejected too. They like to fight,
Well, the thing that I noticed and I wanted to ask you about was IDP. Some of your article had some stuff about IDP.
Yeah, so the cornerbacks are IDP, Do you know what IDP is?
I do, but I don't know like how you play. So that's kind of why I wanted to ask.
So you get a team just like we all have our offensive teams, and then you add in, say, 3 to 5 defensive positions, and then you draft IDP as individual defensive players.
Okay.
So then I always take Patrick Queen, obviously, because his last name.
Of course.
I have a Patrick Queen jersey even. Of course. And it's IDP, and trying to figure out defensive players is much different than offense because they switch sides. They're not in every snap. They rotate them out. It's really hard to keep track of defensive players as opposed to offensive players. It's much different process. And and I only do cornerbacks. It's not that I don't like, I don't have enough time or brain space to go into that many positions. So I do cornerback, wide receiver matchups.
So are there like all IDP teams? Like, can you play? Oh, you can? Yeah. Okay.
It's crazy.
Is that kind of what Mace likes to do? I know our buddy Mace is all IDP, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure if he does all IDP teams or if he does, like just normal, like.
So like, is there a safety? You pick a safety, you draft a safety?
Defensive linebackers, defensive backs, safety. If you want to take safety and quarterbacks, lots of people don't like to take those because they don't score as much as the linebackers.
So you can put any of them in those 4 slots.
No, you can't.
I feel like this year there's been a lot of tackles.
Wants to put that.
Okay. Oh, but IDP is not difficult.
No, it is. I'm not
Practice.
going to say it really is. And then there's like people with double designations, like a linebacker and a defensive back, and you're like, what? But like Taysom Hill, you get to put him in either position. It's really weird. So those are like the ones that I always like to look for, is the one with double designations.
So you like the challenging stuff.
I suck at it. I suck. This year, no, I don't like anything challenging this year. I am being challenged this year.
But someone is really happy you're talking about it. So
yeah,
that's a
you're getting a lot of comments. Not a lot of women really play IDP, and
No.
I have noticed this year more women trying it. I know Tootsie Pop. I know she wanted it. She's in a couple, or at least one. So that's kind of cool. I don't know. Mace and I are supposed to get together and talk about it to maybe get in a team next year. Maybe co-manage.
Yeah. Miss Wendi.
Yeah. Well, I'm not making any promises. I just said we were going to talk.
I'm still not even into like fantasy things and stuff
like that.
Guess
what? You will be.
Scared to get into the fantasy football.
You're going to be our friend. You're going to be in fantasy.
Okay. Do you know who your boyfriend is? You're aware of who your boyfriend is, right?
Doug Orth?
Yeah. He kind of knows a little bit about it. He could probably help.
I learned everything from him. Like 2 years now, everything. Football, fantasy, everything. The first year I went with him, to Ohio. The next year I'm like, are we going to Ohio? So I fell in love with the game. I've been like, I love sports from a really young age, and like knowing about football from zero, it's really exciting and really like amazing. I just love it. It's
a great community too. It's not just about the football to me, and like, I would have never been able to meet all of you, and I've actually met, well, Carla, I passed you, and I did meet Doug. But next year, I mean, just to meet everybody and actually,
I can't wait.
I can't wait either.
I know.
I can't wait to see everyone. Like I did meet a lot of friends the first year, and the second year I couldn't wait. Like even for Bob, I couldn't wait to see him. I just love everyone. They are so down to earth. They're so welcoming.
Yes.
And Queen Roxanne, if you like, you should. Did you ever go? You should go. This one year.
I went.
Yeah, I met her there this year.
Yeah.
Oh, someone was saying in the comment that they never
in the
did.
comments. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it was Sheena.
You should go. Yeah.
Oh, Gina would
should
be
go
so
to
much
Ohio.
fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun. Rain and all. It's so much fun.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
The humidity is just not. I live in dry ass Colorado. Like 10% humidity is a lot here. So when we're out there, it's 90. Like, how do you women do your hair, and how do you not be shiny? And I was baffled.
I was in dresses and high heels the whole time.
Oh, I know now.
Dresses and high heels the whole time.
Hey, in Colorado, Roxanne, have you ever been to what is it called? Red Rock?
Yeah.
Have you been there?
A lot.
Is that where you're going to see Tool?
No, I've seen Tool there though. I've seen.
Oh my God, that is so cool. That is like on my bucket list. I want to go there.
You
so
should
bad.
come and find a concert.
How far are you from there?
30 minutes.
Oh yeah, you got an extra bedroom?
Hell yeah, too.
All right, me and Carla, we're going. Sorry, JC, you're out.
You can come too.
JC, will put
you have not been to Red Rocks in Colorado to see a concert, even if like it's a mediocre band that you don't maybe love, but one of your bands that you love isn't playing, I suggest buying tickets and going, because really it's one of the most amazing. It is. It's one of the most amazing.
I've seen like, I saw the Foo Fighters, they played there or something, and I was like, oh my God, look at that. Could you imagine seeing that backdrop? We don't have that in Indiana, okay?
Roxanne, can you share like an exciting story that happened in your life?
Just anything. One exciting story, like anything?
Yeah.
If you want to share more than one, it's fine.
I don't know, like
I'll stay here all night.
Yeah. Listen, we're here.
You're hilarious.
get to know you.
Well,
Maybe something about a tattoo you made, or like
I do have a really
something
big tool
simple.
tattoo on my back. That's awesome. And that was a really good day that I got my Tool tattoo. I was very excited. I get to go see Tool in 1 week from today.
And we
Actually.
saw it, which is awesome.
Yeah, you
We
guys
love
I
it
can't
too.
show it on camera. Sorry.
How long did that take to get that tattoo?
4 hours.
Did you just
Wow.
have to lay there for 4 hours?
Yeah. I have to pee a lot, so I got bathroom breaks.
I was trying to get to that. I didn't want to actually say
That's
it, so
exciting.
thank you.
Yeah, definitely had bathroom breaks. But yeah, I just laid there for 4 hours. Yeah. That was
Wow.
exciting. Like the year, like 1 year after I was cancer free, I had a breast cancer party in the month of October. So like it was pink,
That's
everything was pink, and it was like that was one of the funnest times I've had in quite a while. That was amazing. It's amazing to celebrate that with the people you love, and the people, like, I only like invited people that were there for me. Like I lost a lot of, I don't want to say I lost a lot of friends, but I saw who was
true to you.
true friends. Yep. And they all
I
got to come to
agree.
my
You're
party.
such a warrior. You're such a warrior. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
you're
for sharing.
amazing.
We appreciate
Yeah.
you.
And to come on, and some people, it's not a comfortable thing to talk about sometimes. So my husband had testicular cancer, and he felt it, and so we ended up going to Indianapolis, and he saw the same doctor that treated Lance Armstrong at IUPUI, and he was able to have his chemo and radiation up here, and he's been 20 years cancer free now. So
Wow, that's amazing.
yeah, he did lose. He lost one testicle, but everything works. So no problems or anything. And it's that's a lot of guys don't know that. Guys want to know. They think, hey, is it going to work anymore if I don't have one? Yes, it does. So get checked out if you have any problems. Preventative stuff.
Thanks,
You're a
Kim.
badass, Queen Roxanne. Kim Smith.
That is no lie.
you.
That is no lie.
Yes. So true.
I appreciate that.
So true. Do you want to talk a little bit about writing? I know that you write for FFL, and you were talking a lot about that. So what's your writing process?
It's a bitch. First, I go and I figure out what cornerbacks last week gave up the most points to wide receivers. And then I go and figure out who they're playing this week and if it's compatible. And I do like my research. I'll start on Wednesday night, Thursday night. Friday night, I'll come home and start writing my article. And I usually don't finish it till I wake up Saturday. Sometimes I get writer's block for some reason. Like, I know I have the names written down, I have the numbers written down, and I'm like, I don't want it to look or sound exactly like last week's article. Like, I don't want it to be the same wording. And so, like, I try to find like different stats to, like, I don't want he allowed this many and this one. Like, I try to find different things every week, and that's what takes up most of my time. And always at the beginning of the seasons, like it's like I don't know how to write again. Like I have to get back into it, and then like it clicks and my article's sent. But it took me like 3 days to figure that out for some reason, and it'll start getting better. With cornerbacks, we don't have a lot of numbers, obviously week 1 or week 2 or even week 3. It's much easier to do this 8, 9, 10 weeks in. So I have to dig a little deeper. I have to watch. Like I go and watch. Like last week, I was doing that Josh Jobe kid from Philadelphia, the new guy. I had to go and I just watched him line up, and what he was doing. And I knew he was going to get smoked for a touchdown again. It was a given. And Mike Evans did. So the girl at work didn't believe me yesterday. I told her, put Mike Evans in. He's going to have a good game. He's going to get a touchdown. She's like, no. I'm like, he's playing against that Josh Jobe guy. And she's a Philadelphia Eagles fan, and she kind of like knows some shit about football. I'm kind of impressed by her. And she came in this morning. She was waiting for me. She's like, oh my God, you were so right about Mike Evans. I'm like, yeah, but I was wrong about Zay Flowers. And I mean, Jordan they both had good weeks, but I thought both of them were going to get in the end zone last weekend, and they didn't.
Oh man,
That's
what
awesome.
about Mike Williams? I'm so sad about Mike Williams. I freaking love that
I
dude,
drafted him
man.
so late.
I've got him
So many
everywhere
drafts.
too.
God.
Yeah, there's
Every
been
year.
I
Year.
know, but when he's good, he's so good.
He just
So
hurt
good.
himself,
He
though.
put up 25 points and a touch, like how many yards on Sunday in 3 quarters before he even went out?
Yeah,
Has
that
been
was
a
such a
year.
bummer.
4
Such a
weeks
bummer.
in, and everyone is like screaming and pulling their hair out.
I'm like, we think
I'm
it's
sitting and
crazy, right? We're
watching.
like, this is so crazy, but just remember last year. It was so crazy last year too, you know? Like,
Yes.
I guess maybe I just forgot. I mean,
Right.
I don't remember what I had for breakfast, okay? But for me to remember what happened last year, this year just seems messed up.
It's bonkers.
It is at the start. Last year, it wasn't, I think, at the start. It didn't
No,
start
It was at
this
the end of the
way.
year.
Yeah.
They're like people already complaining about like the Thursday night and Monday night games. Like, hey, chill. We didn't get football for how long? You guys need to like. It doesn't even matter if it's bad football. We get football.
Come on, 2 games on Monday night.
That is kind of weird. It's a little weird because I just feel like I can't watch both when they overlap. So, but you know what? That's what DVR is for, and you know, so if you think you missed anything, you can go back.
Right? Red Zone is for.
Yeah. I couldn't figure out. Do I watch Eagles? Do I watch Bengals? I was like, oh my god, it was.
And that
crazy.
whole Joe Burrow thing, what the heck? I've got him everywhere. Okay.
What's
and
going
I
on
couldn't
with him,
play him. I couldn't play him because he was playing on Monday night. You know, and I'm like, oh, and of course, he's playing. I'm like, are you man, you think so? Is that what's going on?
I'm telling you, I talked a little bit about it in my article when I wrote those quarterback article. Like I said, if they probably about end of week 3, week 4 is when he'll start, producing again. I think with that little injury he had, he gets worried about being in the backfield, right? Getting hit again, maybe hurt himself again. Yep. We did see him in week 2 pull himself out at the end of the game because of the injury. And there was talks about him potentially not playing in week 3. I think it's up here. I think there's a little bit of he kind of like wrote it right at the end. What is it? Second half of week 3, boom, him and Chase. So Chase goes off for almost 150 yards.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was just like at the beginning, like Chase had nothing. So it's like I think there's just like he's just got to get going. And I think and Jamar Chase talked about even if you have to sit out 5 weeks, just do it. Like there was something wrong.
I'm just worried he's going to get hurt again. I don't think they should have rushed him back so quickly.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. It's crazy how football has become. It's so like I would sit sometimes and be watching, and I'm like, I'm scared that someone is gonna get hurt. It's aggressive. It's so aggressive.
It is aggressive.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is
finally.
Yeah. Do you have goals, Queen Roxanne? Like any?
I actually just got done. With real estate.
Hi, Fantasy Fish.
My next goal is to take the test and get my real estate license so I can go.
That's awesome.
I want to go work in another state. I want to go live in another state. I don't know that I will, but I want to do something. Not that what I do now I couldn't, but something different.
She's changing the game again.
Yes, that's amazing. Do you have any state in mind or just any state?
I really love Arizona. I really love Florida. Anywhere.
Hey, we'll take a Dolphins fan. You can move down by Hope, and we'll take an extra Dolphins fan.
God, I have a lot of TVs. We're going to watch one day.
Hell yeah. I want to go somewhere warm because it's really funny actually. My implants that they put in me, they sit right on top of my muscle. I have nothing else like in there. So when it's cold in the winter, they get cold and they make my muscles cramp. It's like it's painful for months here. And I get I just am sick of it. Like I just want to go where it's like warm all the time so that doesn't happen. I am so sick of snow and I hate it, honestly.
Well, don't move by me or JC then.
Don't come to Connecticut.
Stay away from you. Stay away from us. We want you. Okay, we want you, but
I'm trying to get away from here too. It's too cold in Minnesota. I'm trying to go back to my home. I'm trying to go back to South Carolina. I'd like to go back there. That'd be.
oh yeah, that's
Hell
probably
yeah.
nice weather year round there. Well, we have a little celebration tonight. Miss Carla has a new job.
Yes.
And I want you to share that.
Well, I've been working my whole life to become a teacher, and life hit back and forth. I got into a car accident last year and it didn't happen, but I did graduate my master's after a month after my accident. I walked proudly with a broken arm and a broken neck, and I graduated my master's.
That's badass.
Yeah, and I just got accepted into ARC program, which is alternative route for certification for teachers, and I got TSEPT to have my own classroom, which I start in October 16. So
awesome.
proud of myself.
Oh
We're
yeah,
proud of
you
you
should
too.
be.
We're proud of you too.
And I'm
Absolutely.
really happy. It's really a great goal in life to go forward. I'm so happy.
That's
Well,
awesome.
I cannot think of a more deserving person. So you
Thank
just you're killing it, girl. You're a game
Oh,
changer. That's why you're here.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You all are. Thank you. It
Congratulations.
takes one to see another. Thank you.
Well, I'd like to thank you, Queen Roxanne, for coming on here tonight. This has been,
My
you've made me feel so comfortable. It just feels like we're sitting around talking, in the living room. And that's kind of what this show would like to be about. So thank you again for coming on, and tell everybody how they can find you on your Twitter and wherever else they can find you.
I am at F Queen Roxanne on Twitter. My articles are at Club Fantasy FFL, and like I said, they come out Saturdays. So I like to have my articles come out and then be fresh in people's mind for Sunday morning. Like when they're setting their lineups, like, oh, I did read this about, instead of shit they read on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, and they forget stuff. I think that's just so mine doesn't come out till Saturday, but always look for it. Club Fantasy, they're really good at promoting my stuff, everybody's stuff. They're awesome at promoting.
They are. They're really great people.
They're great people. They really are.
Well, we're very fortunate to have the sports affiliation to give us this platform to be able to talk to warriors such as yourself. And, we want everybody, if you don't mind, if you're not subscribed yet, hop out of the chat real quick, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, so everybody knows that you were here and that we know you were here, because that's the way we get to stay, is if you're coming and watching. So, we really appreciate it. And next week, I'm going to go ahead and announce our guest, and then I'll let Carla take us home. But our guest next week to kick off Breast Cancer Awareness Month for October will be Kelly Singh. All right. We are talking... Kelly in Phoenix is going to be here, and we are so excited to hear her story because, like Queen Roxanne, she is also a game changer.
Very much so. And I actually, speaking of Kelly, I was just in Arizona a couple weeks ago, and we got drunk together.
Yes.
Yeah. So you should hop in next week.
I definitely will.
See you.
Definitely.
Yeah. She's amazing too. She's so much she's an amazing person. I got to see her a little bit, so I can't wait to talk to her next week.
Yeah, you guys will have fun with her too. She's amazing.
Yeah, we had so much fun with you tonight, Miss Roxanne. Thank you so much for sharing all your stories, and you're a great warrior, and we cannot wait to see more about what the future holds for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks for having me, guys. You guys are awesome. And congratulations on your show, and I hope it prospers and you get all the great guests.
Thank you so much.
You did a great job already.
All right. Well, we'll see everybody next week.
Yes. Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.